Belief in oneself and knowing who you are. I mean, that's the foundation of everything great. People should learn from.
we're going through, you know, it helps me a lot.
Was that somebody else that helped you get to that? Is that therapy? Is that group? Is that
part of therapy, but part of being who I am, you know, but definitely a lot of therapy. I've been taught everything but emotional intelligence. You know, that's not what you're taught as a young man growing up in projects. You're taught to survive.
I come from the school of making albums. I know right now, you know, everything being digital and everything being so fast and everything that, you know, separate and people, you know. I try to make albums because for me, it's a capsule of time. You know, it's not just music for me. You know, for me, it's where I was at this moment or what I'm trying to capture. And what I'm trying to capture, the blueprint is, you know, what I call a new classic, because it's influenced by the Marvin Gaye's and the generation before us, but it's not a recreation of what they've done. My interpretation of it, and it's me making my mark. It's saying, here, this is what I want to be remembered as right here. I think every move made, like we're going to compare it to chess, I think every move made is to be learned from, whether it was a good or a bad move. And I think it all sets you on a path. So in order for me to take back any of those moves, I would have to be unhappy with where I am now. And where I am now is, I couldn't even imagine in my wildest dreams that I would be here. So for me to take any of those moves back would be affecting the natural course of where I am now. So I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I mean, of course, there are things in life that you say I could have done differently, but knowing that and being aware of that, for me, it's helped me. You know, every chess move that I made, I was like, he's gonna do that. It's like, it was followed up because I learned from that one. Okay, now I have to change my strategy because, you know, I moved that there, he's gonna move there. Now I have to move this over here. So at the end of the game, I believe I trapped the queen in the corner, to use a great analogy, and I have the king in my side. So I'm pretty happy with where I am. That meant most to me, and always coming up, I always believed in the way you live your life, you affect the outcome of your life, you know, calm and everything. So I just want to be remembered as a very honest and straight up guy. You know, I'm pretty much a mirror. If someone's cool with me, like energies attract, right? You give off energy, you get that energy back. So just a person that was of the utmost integrity, you know, honest, very hardworking, and someone who really cared about the culture. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm pushing everyone for. I always had that in the back of my mind, and then I got to a point where I was like, man, I don't want to ever just do it to do it. And then it was this opportunity. So those two things combining led to the retirement. And then, of course, the love for it. Like with anything else, the love for making music, you know, and start pulling me back to the studio. And it was like, yeah, for me, I was happy about it. Because I was like, yeah, that's the feeling I want. Go in with making an album. I want to have something to say, feel like I need to do it, as opposed to it's November and, you know, put an album out. That admiration when people look at me and say, first black president, right? Because for me, like I said, when I walk in the room, I represent the culture. I love the culture, and I love to honor it in that way. So when people look at me like that, it just gives me more motivation to keep, you know, to continue to open doors for that next generation of artists. Like I said, this is the thing that saved my life, hip hop. You know, I don't know where I would be without it. There were no backup plans. So for me, it's very important. And when people recognize that, you know, it just lets me know that I'm doing the right thing.